Csókolom, jó reggelt! Jó reggelt!
Az Európai Parlament lesöpörte a patrióták javaslatát az asztalról, hogy vitázzanak az ukrajnai korrupcióról. Ön ma szóba fogja hozni ezt a kérdést?
Hát én azt gondolom, hogy az őrület az a legvisszafogottabb kifejezés mindarra, ami zajlik itt most Brüsszelben, miközben az egész világsajtó arról ír, hogy Ukrajnában egy háborús maffia működött, egy korrupt államhatalmi rendszer. Aközben az Európai Bizottság elnöke von der Leyen asszony most újabb 100 milliárd eurót akar Ukrajnába küldeni az európai emberek pénzéből. Ez egyszerűen őrület. Az ember azt gondolná, hogy egy normális helyen ilyenkor villámgyorsan leállítják a kifizetéseket, és egy azonnali pénzügyi elszámolást követelnek. Szerintem ezt kellene tenni, azonnali pénzügyi elszámolást követelni, a kifizetéseket leállítani, egy háborús maffia, egy korrupt rezsim számára pedig leállítani a kifizetéseket, európai emberek pénzét többé egy ilyen háborús maffiába elküldeni nem szabad. Úgyhogy természetesen fel fogom hozni ezt a kérdést, az meg a brüsszeli demokrácia állapotáról mond el mindent, hogy egy ilyen súlyos ügyben még a helyzet megvitatásának lehetőségét is elutasítja az Európai Parlament.
Peace initiative, United States new peace initiative, which circulated immediately. Is it true? And what about negotiation?
Yeah, what I know about this is the following, based on what I heard on the meeting between President Trump and Prime Minister Orban just recently in DC, is that the American president is still absolutely committed to bring forward his peace efforts. He's absolutely committed to try to make peace in Ukraine, and we Hungarians are absolutely committed to support his plans and efforts. I don't know about the exact 28 or how many points. I have no idea about that. What I know is that the Americans are still working on bringing peace back to the central part of Europe. And when it comes to Budapest, what I understood both from the American and the Russian counterparts, that they try to prepare a summit which brings an outcome which can be completed by an agreement which can bring peace back to Central Europe. And there's one thing around which there is no question, which is the venue. So we're ready to host the summit whenever the participants are ready.
Minister, how do you think will the latest corruption scandal in Ukraine will affect EU support for Ukraine financially?
Normally it should. Normally it should. So if Brussels and the leadership here in Brussels was normal, then they have immediately should have stopped the payments to Ukraine, and they immediately should have demanded for a financial clearance. We have to know what for the money of the European taxpayers was spent in Ukraine. The whole global media circulates the news about the operation of this corrupt system, of this war mafia. And I have to tell you, this is the most moderate expression that I'm going to use now. It's crazy that the President of the European Commission sends a letter to the member states to give another 100 billion euros to Ukraine. Come on, I mean, are we crazy? So there's a war mafia, a corrupt system working in Ukraine, and then the European Commission President doesn't even mention it in her letter, and instead of stopping the payments and demanding for immediate financial clearance, she wants to send another 100 billion to Ukraine. I mean, come on, this is insane. This is a scandal. Please, Hungary first.
Mit jelent, miniszter úr, a háborús készülődés, illetve a központosítás szempontjából az, hogy a bizottság egy 48 órás vészhelyzeti mechanizmust szeretne a katonai konvojok mozgása tekintetében? Tehát, hogy tagállamokon át haladhassanak a katonai konvojok, annélkül, hogy a tagállamok erre külön engedélyt adnának.
Van egy háborús pszichózis Brüsszelben. Teljesen egyértelmű, hogy a brüsszeli és a nyugat-európai politikusok a háború meghosszabbításán dolgoznak. Ez elképesztő, ez rendkívül veszélyes. Minden egyes ilyen intézkedés, ami újabb fegyverszállításokat, újabb pénzküldést irányoz elő, ami megkönnyíti a fegyverszállításokat, az mind-mind háborúpárti javaslat, mind-mind nagyon veszélyes. Mi továbbra is azt gondoljuk, hogy az Európai Uniónak egyetlen egy dolga lenne, ez pedig az, hogy támogassa az amerikai békeerőfeszítéseket azonnal és feltétel nélkül. Sorry, sir, I kept you waiting, please.
Some of your colleagues, other ministers, they have argued that the corruption scandal in Ukraine shows that Ukraine is taking corruption seriously, because otherwise it wouldn't be exposed. What are your thoughts on that?
I try to be nice to my colleagues. So if we in Europe want to take corruption seriously, then we have to stop the payments. And we have to demand for an immediate financial clearance. Because what we know is that a corruption system has been operational in Ukraine on the highest state level, where the money of the European taxpayers has been sent to. So if we also would like to create a perception as if we took corruption seriously, then the President of the European Commission should not send such letter, should not have sent such a letter to the member states as she did.
Miniszter úr, még egy kérdés, the US for Reuters, the US sanctions on Lukoil come into effect tomorrow, and Hungary's promised exceptions have still not been published on the Treasury website. What does this mean for Hungary and for your energy?
We had a clear agreement on the meeting in DC. I mean, an agreement between the President and the Prime Minister. And the technical preparation of the implementation of this agreement has been going on. So you can absolutely be sure that we can continue to ensure the safe supplies of Hungary in an unchanged form.
But do you have a timeline for that? Do you know when?
Yeah.
Minister, are you already, Czech radio, are you already in touch with upcoming Czech government of Andrej Babiš and trying to get their support for stopping the money for Ukraine?
Well, first of all, my Prime Minister and the former and upcoming Prime Minister of the Czech Republic have been in constant contact. They are friends, they are allies, they are both funders of the Patriots for Europe, so it's natural that there's a continuous contact between them. So they communicate regularly to each other, as we do communicate on different levels between Fidesz and ANO and the coalition partners. Of course, I myself congratulated to the new speaker. I myself congratulated to some of the new members of the parliament. And actually, we don't have to ask for support to our position here, because we understand that the upcoming Czech government is going to represent Czech national interest in a very determined way. And as far as I remember, those times when Prime Minister Babiš and Prime Minister Orbán were simultaneously in office, they have cooperated pretty well. And the Hungarian and the Czech national interests have fallen very close to each other on those most important dilemmas ahead of Europe. So I'm pretty sure that there will be a really great cooperation between Prime Minister Babiš, Prime Minister Orbán and Prime Minister Fico in the European Council. So dimensionally speaking, that's going to be a totally new situation. Free, strong, sovereignist, patriotic Central European Prime Ministers. That's going to be a different story compared to the current one.
Minister, question about Russia. Please. Yes. The High Representative said that the time is not playing at the side of Russia. Do you think that the time really is not playing at the side of Russia? We see they are a bit relaxed, and even the American administration, they are not in a hurry. We see the comment of Mr. Do you think the time is playing at the side of the European Union?
My observation is that the establishment in Brussels, including the High Representative, has been living under illusions. They are living under illusions, especially when it comes to the war in Ukraine. The war has been going on for almost 4 years now, and Russia has been occupying more and more Ukrainian territories. So the issue is not that Ukraine would occupy Russia or would push back Russia, but Russia is occupying more and more territories in Ukraine. Plus, the sanctions have not pushed the Russian economy on its knees. So I think saying that the time is on the side of Ukraine is an illusion. is an illusion.
Trump, he said as well that...
Sorry, yes?
President Trump said as well that success of Russia is not obvious and the gain is very modest. Trump said it.
Yeah, but it's not in a collision, or it's not 180 degrees different compared to what I said now. What I said is that the time is not on the side of Ukraine. It is an illusion to say that the time is on the side of Ukraine. I just only said this. We can consider the forward progress of Russia moderate or not moderate, but what I understand is that Russia is progressing, and it's not Ukraine progressing. That's the problem. Or that's a problem with the illusion of the establishment here in Brussels. Okay, guys, thank you so much. Bye-bye. Take care.
One more question.
Yes, please.
One of the issues on your agenda states the provocations from the center of Belarus, the sign of hybrid war, drones, balloons with cigarettes. What is your position on these actions and who stands behind it?
Look, I have no clear knowledge about what has been going on. I heard the complaints from our Baltic friends. What I can tell you, principally speaking, is that violating the airspace of a sovereign country is unacceptable. But I don't know details about these issues. Thank you. Bye.